G'day, fellas, and welcome back to game number 8 of Outback Octagon number 2. We're in week 2. This is the 4th game, and we're back on Tasmania with an absolute star-studded lineup. The current champion of Outback Octagon, and last week's victor on Tasmania, in the north of the map, playing as the Rus, on the colour pink. It's Puppy Paw. To his south, also on the 12 o'clock, standing in for the Muslim. Once again, it is Kiljadi on the orange as the French. The Muslim, unfortunately not with us last week, not with us this week, but hopefully should be with us next week and the week after and the week after if he does make the finals. But, bit busy. Busy guy. On the east of the map, in the color red. Playing as the English. Beautiful little spot he's got over here. It's Striker. To his west, playing in the purple, as the French. Artie. On the south side of the map, playing as the Rus. A man with a number of 5s in his name that is quite significant. It's Blade. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And further west, on the Chinese, is the color yellow. 3DB. To his north, on the dark blue, playing as the French, Matiz. And last, but definitely not least, coming off a fresh victory in Uluru last week, it's Urk. On the Rus as the green. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your lineup for today's game. Fight. Kings are out. Already beginning to make their moves. The Mogul moves. Who's got the best position? If I had to pick someone, if I had to say, all right, who's going to win right now? Oh, there's a part of me that thinks it might be Blade. And I know that that seems weird. I know it seems kind of strange. But Blade's in an interesting spot, okay? The problem that you're going to have here, you pick Striker, all right? You're like, yeah, Striker's spot's good. Yeah, okay, it's good. But he's got Artie right next to him. I say right next to him. They're pretty far away. But Artie's got no one else nearby. And the same thing goes for Puppy Paw in the north with his neighbor being Kiljadi. There's nobody else nearby. I mean, the closest that you've got is Urk. But Urk has got an immediate neighbor in Matiz. So his attention's going to be drawn that way. In fact, it's kind of a bit of like 1-for-1. Maybe they're kind of close to each other. So I think if there's anybody in this game who is isolated despite being pretty close to B over on the west side, it's actually Blade. So we'll have to look to see exactly how it goes. But my suspicion is Blade is in a surprisingly good spot for the young American. I say young American now. I mean, I played games back with Blade. You know what's interesting is both of these guys, Blade and Urk, I played games with these guys back in like 2006, 2007. We were playing games on the regular. Blade, for anybody who doesn't know, he was part of my clan. It was the good old days, the Lost Clan. We weren't lost. We knew exactly where we were. That was just our name. And of course, Urk, he was, I mean, back at, these were the Age of Empires 3 day. I'm trying to remember, what was the clan? I think he was part of Hope Clan, actually, back then. Playing with people like Nature Phoenix, one of the best players that ever lived in Age of Empires 3. So, for anybody wondering how old is Blade, he's pretty old, actually. Last time I checked, I think he's 61, maybe 62. A bit of an old guy, but, you know, he's young at heart, and that's what matters. He's got a lot of 5s in his name. Anyway, we move on, we move forward, and we address the elephant in the room, or well, maybe the distinct lack of elephants in the room. We've got 3 Rus players. We've got 3 French players. We're seeing lots of French. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. These guys are meant to be randoming their civilizations. I don't know if they're just picking French at the last chance that they get. It's kind of wild that there's this many French players coming out of the blocks this early on in the event. Especially, it's a civilization that I feel like it's incredible, right? Like, how do you deal with the French? They've just got... Be careful, Urk. Be careful, Urk. Be careful, Urk. Be careful, Urk. That... Jeez. I didn't think he was going to lose that much health. And I don't think he thought he was going to lose that much health either. But this king is doing its best to just get back to the town center. I've got my suspicion that Urk never leaves this town center again. He's like, you know what? That's it. That's fine. We're getting in the town center. We're staying in the town center. That's it. That was so much damage. That was so much damage. He's gonna need to get a monk over here to repair this, or a warrior monk at the very least to repair that. And you know, this kind of hurts him as well in the early game now, because if there's any chance that he's under pressure, it will mean that the king has only got a slither of health, and if just a single arrow goes astray, he could be in trouble. All right, we'll check in with Don. Don's starting to take the water. Over on the east side. Striker taking the water as well. Doc going to be coming down for Don on the north face of that shore as well. Kiljati on the water. Puppy Paw on the water. Looks like everybody on the water at the moment. Urk on the water. Matt is on the water. B on the water. Blade on the water as well. So everybody taking advantage of early water here. Don in particular looking to get up. 2 sets of docks here. He could look to apply pressure towards Striker early on. Playing as the French. You know, one of the things to note is Don Artie's the kind of guy to throw down outposts and get really aggressive. Just do silly little things like, I'm going to put outposts all around your base. But the age up's starting to come through. Kiljati going with the School of Cavalry. Over on the east side. Council Hall getting thrown down by Striker. And look at this. Immediately, the barracks comes in. You know what it's going to be. Let there be no question about what Striker's plan is this game. Don Artie. Public enemy number 1. The north of the map. Yet to see the landmark come down. Expect to see a Kremlin coming out from Puppy Paw. In fact, I'd almost be tempted to say going into the landmark that provides you the Golden Gate, I guess you could probably just call it, is actually a clutch move here for Puppy Paw. It just guarantees that throughout the game he's going to have access to infinite stone. School of Cavalry for Mattis. Kremlin getting thrown down by Urk on the gold. Just looking to keep that safe. Don's still yet to click up. Take a look at the resources Don's got. Not a whole lot of resources in the bank just yet. Obviously going for that double dock. Means he's going to be a bit slow off the mark, but once he puts the foot down, he's going to be boosting. Blade looking for that age up as well. Golden Gate gets thrown down for him. So going into the Golden Gate, and we do see Kremlin. This is furthering my suspicion that Blade is actually like the sleeper prime position guy right now. Oh god, I didn't even see it. Oh lord, we missed it. Barbican rush coming through. He went for an outpost into a Barbican. Villagers putting pressure on. Oh my lord, I didn't even see it. We're busy over talking about Blade. Meanwhile, villagers going ham over on this outpost right now. You know what? There's a part of me that thinks maybe I need to get an observer in. There's just too much action on these maps. I can't see it. I can't keep track of it. I'm too busy thinking about what I'm putting on my shopping list and not focusing on the game. I need broccoli. Do I need broccoli? Maybe I need bok choy. I don't know what I need right now, but you know what B needs? B's looking for a miracle, and I don't think he's going to find it. Mattiz is actually doing a pretty decent job here. I'm curious to see how many vills he's lost. He's on 24 at the moment, up against B, who's on 31. So B has a pretty significant lead here when it comes to this. And you can see he's trying to get that Barbican up, not going to be able to find it. And this is really interesting, the fact that he goes outpost into Barbican. Because we've seen this kind of transition into players going into, oh my lord, never mind. Outpost attack on the Don. He's trying to age up as well. Aggression all over this map early on. Players looking for those early kills. But it looks like Mattiz should be able to survive through the majority of this. Villager count has dwindled though. B up 14 villagers. And sure, he might not have got the Barbican up, but he's definitely in a really solid position. Another Vill goes down right there. He trades out the 1-for-1. Don hits the Feudal Age. Outpost coming up all around the base. Striker putting on early pressure here. Don gonna have to maybe throw down a stable or two. The problem that he's got is this gold is, I say, a little bit exposed. He's got the town center right on top of it. Towards the north of the map. Nice walls coming through from Puppy Paw. Obviously went for the Kremlin. We do see Kiljati looking to move across the map with knights. Barbican not going to be coming up. More vills did come out. He's going for it again. More villagers did get pulled. Outpost going to be coming up again. And Matt is still on 19 vills here. And now the vills turn. Look to try and take out the outpost. He's going to have to fall back. More villagers coming in from the south side. The Barbican will go up. And when the Barbican goes up, it's going to guarantee that this gold is off limits. Not only that, the secondary gold is off limits. Tertiary gold, off limits. I don't even know what the fourth gold, what you call the fourth gold, but it's off limits as well. And where does Mattis go from there? Mattis has no accessible gold behind him at all. Completely empty-handed. His nearest gold is over here on this east side, but of course, he's going to have Urk to deal with as well. I'd be very surprised to see Urk allowing him to have that. Don trying his best to hold on. Does throw down a defensive outpost. Numbers for Striker really building up quickly. He's just got the one barracks for the moment. Barbican will come up. Knight comes out, though. Knight looking to dish out some damage vills here as well. Hold on a minute. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Matt is down to 15 villagers. B on 35. He continues to climb. Continues to grow. He's obviously got something going on back home. But have a look at this. Mattiz is on the water and he's looking to clean it up. B still yet to hit that feudal age. He's still sitting in the dark age at the moment. Has not aged up. He's on 1,300 food right now. Big attacks coming through. Don trying to keep it all alive, trying to keep it above water. A lot of knights now looking to try and make some connections back here. Outpost does get up. Vills jump inside. He's looking to try and dish out some damage on those spears. Makes his way back. There's a villager out here as well. And now back over towards that west side. Looks like the Barbican will get up. If this Barbican comes up, it's going to be very difficult for Mattiz to continue on. And Blade now, with that second down center going down, we'll be looking for a castle age. What does he go for? He can look to go for something like the high trade house. Always a great option. Beautiful little spot he's got for it as well. Don definitely on a defensive attempt. The consequence of going for that second dock means that Don is so far behind where Striker is. Striker on 29 military pop right now, compared to Don, who's on 9. You see a lot of outposts here as well. It's got a complete surround with the outposts. B managing to get up. The Barbican starting to take away that gold now. We'll be looking probably for a Song Dynasty shortly. Maybe look to finish off his enemy with some type of Chukunu timing attack. And Matty is going to be looking to pull together some defense. Whether he goes into a... I wouldn't be surprised to see Matty's go into his own battering ram. I think that could make a lot of sense here. Problem is he's got right now is take a look at this. Oh gosh, look at the problem that he's got. Look at the amount of vills that are out here. He's trying to get to castle. 1,000 food in the bank. And Urk just camping the gold. Urk gonna be coming out. Look at this, it's almost like Urk expects it. Villagers getting spot out. And Mattiz having a terrible game. Such an unfortunate game for Mattiz right now. Villagers going down. Don with no access to wood at the moment. Moves towards this larger forest. Vill's getting cleaned up. Mattiz down to 16 villagers. Additional outposts getting thrown down. Urk says, hey, he's mine. I'm not going to let you have him. Don't even think about it. If you want it, you're going to have to fight for it. And Urk now looking to push back. These villagers do a bit of damage here to B. Over towards the east side of the map. Numbers are building. Battering ram's got the spears inside. They pop out. He manages to jump inside the outpost though, but there's not enough vills here to repair this. 11 spears. Age up's coming through for Don. Royal Institute. Blacksmith also coming up here. Very greedy by Don. And walls up towards the north. A little bit of a gentleman's agreement. I'll make walls, you make walls, and we'll see each other in 20 minutes. Puppy Paw the kind of guy to be very happy to just camp it up. 2 TCs for him in the north. Playing it very similarly to Blade. 158 gold a minute coming through on that high trade house. And Matt is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Don reaches the castle age. How far behind is Striker? He's got 900 gold in the bank at the moment. But no sign of castle age just yet. Obviously food could be a consideration. He's got lots of fishing ships out here. And now that counterattack coming in from the east side. Villagers on gold. Gonna be idled up here. Does actually just say, you know what? Let's fight. Let's do it. Don's on 49 villagers. Striker on 44. Looks like the textiles has just come through for the villagers. And now the knights managing to loop back around, waiting for their veterancy upgrade. No royal bloodlines just yet. And the lack of guild hall for Don is going to haunt him this game. Over towards the west side of the map. Everything seems to be just chill for the moment. And look at this, puppy paw. From that north position, just when you thought everything was fine, everything was dandy, everything is not fine. Everything is not dandy. This is a huge force, and he's looking for the king. He might be able to find it right now. Ville's going to be retreating back towards that town center. The Ajup's coming through. Kiljadi looking for the guild hall himself. Don Artie under pressure. Battering ram going to be taken out here. Knights underneath the town center. Not a lot of units for Don. Striker doing a really good job here. The consequence of going for that second dock might be what takes Don out of this game. More knights starting to loop in on this bottom side. King nice and safe for the moment for B. King safe for Matiz. King under pressure at the moment for Kiljadi. There's a lot of kings under pressure. Don's in particular. Battering rams making their way through the first of the landmarks. If there's one king that's going to be going down, I'm probably not looking at it on my screen. I'll say that much. Big attack coming in. And this could be a case of Urk looking at B and saying, you're the threat here. You're the real threat here. Matiz is basically dead. He is sitting in his base. He's not going to do anything. But you know who is? You. He comes into the base and looks to clean it up completely. But speaking of cleanups right now, Puppy Paw looking to do something similar. Battering ram coming through. King is ready. Waiting. Kiljadi enough food in the bank to pop that movement speed, and you can see the surround coming into the top side of the town center. He doesn't want to allow this king out. Knights are here as well. Town center under pressure. The real focus is happening right now. Spears making their move. He's trying to bait away the units. He needs to break that king out. Plenty of villagers inside. They could look to try and create some space. There's the king on the bottom side of the town center. It looks like... Oh! He manages to get through! King! King jumps back in the TC. King's back in the TC, but he's used his movement speed. He got trapped. And Blade's... Oh, no! I missed it! Blade assassinated B. I'm not missing this one. Or am I missing... Oh, God, I can't believe it. B gets taken out first in the game. Blade's the one that finds it. King manages to escape towards the secondary TC. Speaking of bait... Oh, no, the King's trapped! The King's trapped around the stone mine. He's looking for the block. He's trying his best to find it. The movement speed's been used up. Will he get it? He's trying to find the block. He doesn't get it. Kiljadi. He's assassinated, and Puppy Paw comes out with a kill. Oh, my lord. I can't believe I missed it. The king down here. 3DB getting assassinated by Blade, and that puts Blade in a wonderful spot now. He's going to be able to put the pressure on Urk. Matiz, already in this game, is feeling... He's feeling the hurt. Let's just say that much. But we see China taken out. We see a French player taken out. And we see a problem right now for Matiz. Urk is looking to put on the hurt. I don't think there's any real way he gets through this. It's only a matter of time. But a bit of a counterattack coming in from Blade. He says, hello, how you doing? King comes out. King on the ground. He's just focusing down the town center. And it's going to be the king going down right here. We saw this one. Urk assassinates Matiz. Don Artie with the king in the TC for the moment. He's sitting on 54 population against Striker on 65. 46 against 42. That's a pretty even fight. But the king's in trouble. The knights coming back. The cavalry wars have begun. He's always got the option to sprint the king away. Knight's going to be looking to clean this up. We'll be able to find it. Needs to pull vills to repair. Should be able to be fine here. Indeed, Urk will survive. And so now we've got a problem on the north side of the map. Someone, potentially, is breaking away. The Rus players are taking over this game. 3 strong, independent Rus players. Big fights coming through. Knight's looking to push in. Remember, he's got the horse archers in the back. A little bit more extra damage here. I love the fact he's got the warrior monk mixed in as well. Blade's picked up 3 relics so far. Continuing to rally more and more units across the map. More production getting thrown down. Additional stable. And over on the east side, Don Artie says, hey, how you doing? Remember me? I'm that guy that you tried to kill early on. I'm the guy that you surrounded with outposts. I'm the guy that you tried to take out with your longbow and your spear. And now how you doing? Striker in real trouble here. The hardened king is inside the town center. Don's probably going to be starting to look to treb down this bad boy. Let's see exactly what he goes for. Meanwhile, in the base of Urk, Blade is after blood. Look at the amount of units that are coming out for him right now. Blade really looking to convert that early position advantage into a solid mid game. He's got a lot of potential players that could take him out, so he's got to be careful. Transport ship? No, it's a Hulk. Any transport ships around? Doesn't look like it. If he wants to go for a sprint, he's going to have to... He's going to have to go soon. Militia get called from the Kremlin. Looking to try and defend, but the numbers here looking really solid for Blade. As the reinforcements come in from Urk, they just get immediately annihilated by these horse archers. Look at how much damage they're able to do. Two-shotting these early knights. Hulk coming around the back. King under pressure. He's throwing down an outpost, trying to get a little bit of distance in here. There's the transport ship. Very aware of what will be happening. King still under pressure. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw having a good little time at the top. Just throwing down a casual keep on the mountain. Town center's doing well. High trade house. Gathering up the gold. Town center's now burning. Urk in trouble. 66 villages, 3 military. It's only a matter of time until it goes down. King's on the ground. King is on the ground. King is taken out in the blink of an eye. Blade assassinates Urk. And now we focus over on the east side of the map where Don continues throwing out single knights at a time. The king makes a run for it. The king makes a run for it. Manages to find his way over towards the transport ship. And Don Artie comes out empty-handed. But remember, Don is on the water. Cleaned up towards the south side. But still on the water on the north. Could look for a couple of demo ships to try and pick this king up. Town center. He's looking to try and follow along the transport ship. Striker looking to evacuate. Villagers here on the shoreline. He follows them around. At the same time, Striker could look for a demo ship on these Royal Knights. But 4 players remain. It definitely seems the powerhouses for this game are the Rus players. Blade looking to head towards the Imperial Age. It's going to be the Spasskaya Tower. Thrown down. Of course it is. And Don back towards the main town center. It's almost like he wants to prevent any further growth over here. The age up for Blade now. Huge military numbers. 36 horse archers. Expect to see him moving into elite upgrades shortly. Elite horse archers coming through for him now. Elite knights. He's got a lot of things going for his army. Boyar's fortitude. Really solid upgrade in the late game. King's still out here. He's trying to bait these units over. You can see Striker. He knows the jig's up. He's trying to get the villagers out though. Makes a run towards the water. The knight's doing a really decent job of cleaning it all up. Manages to get a couple of them inside. He's up to 7 villagers. Done with the demo. How much damage is he doing here? 95 damage. 300 versus broadside. The king comes out! He's baiting it. He's baiting it. Is there a demo on the loose here? Look at it. Striker just playing with him right now. I think he wants to just give him the king. You can see the torches are out right now. He's like, you want the kill? You want the kill? You're going to have to work for the kill if you want the kill. Come on. Come on, you want the kill? Oh gosh, the demo ship from behind. I don't think it's going to get the kill though. It does decent damage, but it's still got 136 health. He's going to need a secondary demo. We see another one in queue, most likely. Big army for Puppy Paw coming up. I think he knows the king is in this area. And still the king stays alive. The consequence of losing water on that south side for Don now is that his enemy is able to keep the king alive on the transport ship. And now Don continues moving north. What's Blade doing? That's my question. Where's Blade at? What's he doing? He's picked up 2 kills already. Full elite upgrades have come through for him now. Puts the repair in, 35 health on it. There's the demo ship. Don says he wants it. The blocks. The Striker says, I don't want, it's not happening. Demo ship goes down. He's keeping it alive on 41 health. Oh man, this feels bad for Don right now. Don wants that point so badly, and he deserves it, and yet still unable to take it. Oh, was it a dodge? It looked like a dodge came through right there. Don still throwing out the demo ships. He just wants this kill. Oh, but there's trouble. There's trouble right now. I knew you were trouble when you walked in, Blade 5555. So shame on me. And in a cruel twist of fate, Don Artie may go down before his rival, before his nemesis, before the one who escaped him, the one who got away. The king's on the ground. He needs to sprint, but it's not even going to matter. He puts the running shoes on, and immediately they get thrown off. And you know what happens? When you lose your shoes, you're dead. Don Artie assassinated by Blade. Meanwhile, the transport ship lives on. The king of the ring remains. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Poor Don. Oh, man. I feel for Don. I really do. There's a part of me that likes the idea of the transport ship, and then there's a part of me that just kind of hates it as well. Like, obviously, Don could have dealt with the transport ship, but you can just kind of run loops, right? Like, how do you ever catch it? Do we nerf the transport ship? I mean, is that the way to do it? Do we just change the movement speed of the transport ship from like 0.162 down to like 0.62? Because how do you stop that from happening? Because that's what I'm thinking. We missed it. We missed it. We missed it. Ah, man, I'm not good at this game. Dude, I'm so glad I'm not a player. Can you imagine? I'm a caster, and this is how I'm doing. Can you imagine me as a player? Oh God, man. We gotta do something about this observer. The Blade coming in. We're not even 30 minutes into this game in Tasmania. It is an absolute bloodbath. Now Blade looking to work down the Spasskaya Tower. It's going to take some time. Boiling oils here as well. He's got plenty of horse archers in the back line. Looking to dish out the damage. 2 players remain in this game. Blade and Puppy Paw. The Rus remnants. They managed to survive throughout the game. Honestly, needs to bring these horse archers around to this top side just to try and block that king in. Well, I guess that answers the question. And, you know, we were talking about how do you stop that from happening? Well, I guess Puppy Paw found how you stop that from happening. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it, so we'll never know. Spasskaya Tower remains. King jumps into the keep. And Blade going to have to fall back away from this position. A nice attempt by Blade. He's going to need to come back. Maybe bring a couple of battering rams with him. More cavalry moving across the map now. There's the villagers. I'm expecting they're going to throw down a siege workshop or 6. Indeed they are. 2 siege workshops. Spears coming in from the backside. Oh my lord, I don't think he expected that. They never expect the shiv in the backside, do they? And Puppy Paw looking to expand his territory. And now you've got a really interesting situation, right? You've got Blade, who's on 350 pop, against Puppy, who's on 300. And if you had to say, you know, who is better out of these 2 guys, you'd have to give it to Puppy Paw. At the end of the day, I mean, Puppy Paw is definitely in my top 5. Now, granted, there's currently 16 people in my top 5. It's a little bit crowded, but Puppy Paw is definitely one of them. Blade, unfortunately, not quite in the top 5. He is in the top 10, though. Actually, no, he's not. He doesn't even make the top 10. Maybe top 20. Maybe top 20? There's a lot of people in my top 20, though. You got to remember that. All right, if Puppy Paw's top 5 and there's 16 people in my top 5, I'm happy to give Blade a top. Blade's in my top 15. I'll say that much. So he's pretty good. He's pretty decent. It's a true skill matchup right now. I feel like Blade comes into this. He comes into this game, at least into this position, with a better position than what Puppy Paw's got. But Puppy Paw has got something that Blade only wishes he had. And I'm not talking about his good looks. I'm talking about his grit. Look at this right now. Streltsy on the back line. Spearman moving up the front. He's up against a full cavalry composition. He's just... Look at the way the spears dance. No one can make these spears dance the way the Puppy Paw can. Little bit of an attack on the bottom. He's just slowly but steadily cleaning up all the fishing economy out here. And this is the difference between the two. Is the Puppy Paw, he's got the APM. He's got the micro. Dead Guildhall. King on the keep. Still chasing away some fishing boats. A lot of dead horse archers on the ground, but he still manages to keep a pretty solid mass going right now. We talked about it early on in this game. We said if you had to pick one, I'd probably go with Blade. Even though he was kind of inland somewhat, didn't look isolated. But when you do the assessment, it's like, actually, he's very isolated because everybody else is going to be locked in battles, and he's not. And I think that's what gives him such a great little spot. But the problem is, going up against Puppy Paw, you're going up against somebody who is just a god in the late game. The APM of a king with 7 hands and an Adderall addiction. Puppy Paw continues to expand the keeps. So many resources on this map as well. It plays a lot differently from a 1 versus 1. There's always the option for trade as well. Can look to throw down a dock on the corner here. Trade over towards the coastal trade post. It's a lot to invest. Once it comes online, it's a different story. Fishing. I like that we've still got the neutral fishing boat out here. Just doing its thing. We've still got quite a... I thought they fixed that. Did they not fix that? I guess they didn't fix it. So Blade yet to wall up. And that could be to his detriment. Because right now Puppy Paw is just running rings around his backside. And granted, he could try and wall up. The problem is that he's got these attack ships. And I think they've got their upgrades through. So they're only ballistas for the moment. 143 villages for Blade. 149 for Puppy Paw. 82 military for Blade. 118 for Puppy Paw. So a bit of an advantage there for Puppy Paw. You can see those spear numbers are increasing. He's got the Springald out. Remember that roller shutter triggers is the only upgrade here. No banded arms. Both of these guys did go into the Spaskaya Tower. So no unique upgrades today. No boiling oil for Blade. Interesting decision. And Puppy Paw finding those villagers. Doing a really good job just to locate them. And now going to be close to maxing out. Puppy Paw at 294 of 300. 8 battering rams as well. On the field. A lot of villagers here. Remember, you can't Wallalol units. After your 200 pop, you can't Wallalol units. They just die. But if you go under 200 pop, though, you can get them back, though. So that's one thing to note. Military for Blade looking pretty good, though. These are expensive units. That's one thing to remember. The problem that you've got is that there's a lot of overkill on these horse archers. Double bombard. Firing down on the battering rams as they make their way through. Blade looking to try and defend against this attack. Mangonel shots. Oh, it's a big Mangonel shot. Hitting a lot of these spears. This is not a fight he wants to take. He needs to back away from this. You can't deal with the mangoes. A single Springald ain't going to cut it. Second Springle does come through. Mangonel shot still looking pretty good. And he forces the Mangos back with the Springles. But now the Keep going to be looking to focus down the Springles. Tries his best to keep the front line alive. Counterattack on that backside. Still we see the Knights going for it. Streltsy going to have to jump on out of here. Not enough range on them, remember. Blade's got that extra range on his units here. He can kite these off if he wants to. Not going to need to, though. We start to see the upgrade or the unique ability, the static deployment coming in for the Streltsy. Getting that extra attack speed. And Puppy Paw, 264 population against Blade on 240. Springald's having a bit of trouble here. Manages to keep them alive, so we'll be able to repair them. The big counterattack in the center. Horseman looking to come out. He finds the Mangonels here. Spearman moving up as well. Now looks to surround the Bombards. A lot of damage comes in. He's going to be picking up all of these siege units for free. Really well played by Puppy to recognize that that was about to happen. Reinforcements continuing to come through. Springald's moving back out. Not much for them to take out. Maybe a Mangonel. Never mind. Gets eviscerated. Streltsy doing a decent job. The Horse Archers for Blade. And it's interesting to see the differing philosophies between the two players. Puppy Paw saying, I'm going to stick to what I know. Streltsy, Spear. And Blade saying, I'm just going to go for the Boyer's Fortitude route. We're just going to go full cavalry. We're going to have a party. He's doing relatively well at the moment. My fear is that Puppy Paw's army is building. Puppy Paw now on 270 population compared to Blade on 205. He's draining. He's draining quickly, in fact. Water almost completely cleaned up. A couple little fishing boats over on the edge of the map here. Still those neutrals working their magic. And Puppy Paw pushing Blade back. It could be a second week in a row that we see a Puppy Paw victory here on Tasmania. He did very well in the first week. A lot of snipes came through. Check in with Blade. How many tickets has he got on the Golden Gate? 5 tickets on the Golden Gate. A lot of keeps available. Where's that king? Where is that king for Blade? Is it still in the TC? It's still in the main town center. He's yet to even move it to the Spasskaya Tower. A little bit dangerous living from Blade, that's for sure. Blade on 202. Population still. Moves all of his army back for the moment. Struggling a little bit with resources. You can see all the pink around his base. Puppy Paw on the patrol. Sacred Site's yet to be really touched. 3 relics against 6. Puppy Paw with a significant advantage on the relics. Curious whether he's picked up his upgrade, and indeed he has. Of course, Tithe Barn's a very strong late game upgrade. Puppy Paw maxed out 300 population. Blade 213. Up to 223, a whole bunch more. He's looking to move into Streltsy. That's why there's a bit of a delay with the units coming out. A lot of production coming through for him. Has to move into Streltsy himself. Springled numbers really starting to build up here for Puppy Paw. Should be able to focus down all of these rams very quickly. And Blade on the defensive. No Mangonels. No Springles, no nothing. Which gives a lot of control here to Puppy Paw, who's going to be able to push through. The Mangonel comes in, uncontested. Should be able to hit a beautiful shot in here. Lots of Streltsy. Focusing them down. Mangonel just going to be looking to fire down on the stable instead. Villagers do get pulled. Mango shot's very big. That static deployment coming in so strong right now. That extra attack speed just doing work. Horseman going to be able to run past. He wants to try and take out that Mango. Looks like he will be able to secure it here. And the push peters out for the moment. But there's plenty more production on the way. Blade down to 175 pop. He's slowly getting squeezed. Puppy Paw a slight villager advantage. A significant relic advantage. And a huge, an absolutely massive military advantage. 100 military pop difference right now. Blade is in trouble. Bit of a leaky ship right now. Just trying his best to bucket out all that water. King under threat eventually. There's a lot to work through, that's for sure. Siege workshops getting thrown down. It's a Rus mirror. It's an extra large map. But the principles, the core principles stay the same. And Puppy Paw keeps it together. Beautiful siege in the back. Streltsy on the front line. Spearmen continuing to come through. You can see just how powerful this composition is. He's trying to keep the Mango alive. Should be able to keep it alive. Yeah, Spear's doing a wonderful job together with the Streltsy. Picks off all of the horsemen as they come through. And the Mango lives. Big shot. Oh, it's huge. Takes out a fair few of the Streltsy now. Blade in trouble. And it feels terrible calling out Blade as the predicted winner of the game and feeling like I've cursed him now. As Puppy Paw begins rallying rams from the west corner of the map. Has he got anything on the east just yet? No, not yet. Just some keeps protecting. His position was very solid. Puppy Paw was really just well timing it, honestly. A big military from him. He hit Kiljadi quickly, took him out. And on the west side, look at this. Puppy Paw just absolutely over everything. Like, it's incredible how well he's playing. Just non-stop picking off these villages. Blade down to 136 vil, so now a 20 vil lead or difference between these two. He's trying to build up a solid mass, but he's on 18 military pop. He just can't keep it together. A little bit of villager on villager action. Don't mind if I do. And Puppy Paw taking out Blade's villagers now with his own vills. Still got a couple of little vills on the edge. So what could Blade possibly do to get back into this map? I mean, even if he went for like some... Yeah, see, now we've got stone walls coming through. Even if you go for some kind of counterattack here, you know, you throw down 50 horsemen onto this keep, you're not going to kill the king. He's just going to sprint into the Spasskaya. And he'll survive. I don't see a world where Blade somehow manages to do it. He's just getting grounded down too much. More attacks on the west side. Those battering rams coming through. Another round. A big spear mass. And keep in mind, this whole time, Puppy Paw is still maxed out. He's 300. He's taking sacred sites behind this. He's looking unstoppable at this point. At this point, I'm pretty much tempted to call it and say that's it. I don't think Blade's coming back in. 132 villagers. It's not going to matter. He's only on 20 military right now. The siege mass is too big to contest. Overrun through the main base. And good game gets called. Puppy Paw is the victor. In game number 8 on Tasmania, he picks up 2 victories early on in Outback Octagon. Incredible game from Puppy Paw. Blade fighting until the very end, but unfortunately not able to find success today. We'll take a look at that villager count. You can see Puppy Paw just deleting villagers intentionally. Actually, was that intentional? That might have been the attack. I think that was the attack that came through with Blade. Let's have a look at the res bank at the end there. Puppy Paw sitting on a pretty comfy, about 4K. Very nice for him. And unfortunately, just tearing Blade apart. Really, really well played from him. A lot of bounty that game. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed this casted game. Of course, make sure you check out these creators. I'm going to leave links in the description to where you can watch Puppy Paw live, where you can watch Blade live, where you can watch all of these players live. So make sure you go check them out. Give them some love. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.